Welcome to RAIN, the Real Estate Investor Growth Network with your hostess, Jen Josie. Join like-minded real estate investors and accelerate your business towards greatness. You will hear step-by-step strategies for success, interviews with real estate rock stars, and we will dig deep into past projects where we bear it all, including the good, the bad, and some just plain ugly. So get excited. Here's the bestower of badassery herself, the real Jen Josie. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi, and welcome back. I'm Jen Josie, creator of RAIN, the Real Estate Investor Growth Network. Whoop, whoop. On today's episode, we have a guest that will be sharing their badassery. But before we begin, here's today's badassery bestowment, my little badass gift to you. Today's topic is a little boring, but it's important. The topic is walls and trim. When you are choosing a wall color, stick with the super neutral on most walls and pick an accent wall for some variety. The trend now is starting to pull away from grays, but many buyers still love them. My go-to wall color is Sherwin-Williams Alpaca. It can go either gray or beige depending on what it's nearby. Even though white is very popular right now, I still like for the walls to pop a little from the trim. And yes, I know wallpaper is having a comeback, but please stay away. Wallpaper is so personal, so let the new homeowners pick it out themselves. White trim will brighten up a 1980s home faster than Michael J. Fox can get to the clock tower. The annoying part about brown trim is sometimes it's an oil-based finish requiring a primer first. The only time I would not paint dark wood trim work is if the home is from the 1920s or earlier and it's the original chunky wood banisters or expensive wood paneling. It's just my preference. I always lean toward the authenticity of the home. So, when you are choosing colors for the walls and trim, remember you are not living there, so go with what the masses prefer and watch how fast it sells. Now, on to today's episode of the Real Estate Investor Growth Network podcast. We have with us the other JJ Azizian. JJ currently coordinates the largest real estate networking group in the country, teaching investors how to market themselves and build relationships in the real estate industry. JJ is one of the best connectors I know, so welcome to the show, JJ.
Hey, Jen, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I am excited. I'm thrilled to be here.
You know, you made me nervous saying your last name, Azizian.
Azizian, either way, it's
okay.
interchangeable.
Well, I know I said it right the first time, and then I was like second guessing myself. But anyway, it's just JJ because you're the other JJ, and JJs are the coolest. I actually have a picture of Judge Judy, the third JJ, right here on my wall. So I do love the JJs. But this is all about you today, and I am so happy to finally get you on the show. You are a total badass. And like I said, you run the largest real estate networking group, and you are going to talk about it, why it's so important. But first, how did you get involved with real estate?
Oh, man, I got dragged around on the weekends by my dad. I was 13 years old, getting taken to shopping centers that I didn't want to go to. And I was bored to friggin' tears. And, when I got into high school, got into college, Dad was doing his thing, and I wasn't included. That was his thing on the weekends. That was his passive income portfolio he was building. I got my degree from USC in business. I worked for Hughes Aircraft Company out of college. Really short on that. I had like 5-6 promotions in 6 years. Youngest supervisor in history of Hughes Aircraft Company.
Wow.
Youngest senior staff administrator. I had all kind of accolades because, I was just kicking ass. I was just badass and taking those survivors. That's how I got into real estate. That's how I was introduced. When my dad got into his 70s, he had come down with congestive heart failure. I was living in Dallas, and I got a phone call. My mom said, "We need you to come home." And I got on the phone with my dad, and they went to the hospital, ABC, XYZ. I said, I'm coming home. And I said, I need you to help me run the properties. So I came home and I settled into an apartment, and I showed up at the house one day. I said, what do you need me to do, Dad? I feel fine. I don't need you. And it took a while for the congestive heart failure to really kick in. But when he was really struggling, I showed up one day, and I just left my job with Bank of America. And I went there to learn how to do the financial aspect, which was the wrong place to go to learn how to do that. But he says, what are you doing here? I said, I'm going to follow you. He says, follow me where? I said, follow you wherever you go. He says, what are you talking about? I said, you want me to come home and help you run the real estate, and you've shown me nothing. I said, I'm not going to wait for you to die and go into your office as a black hole and figure it out. I said, if you're not going to teach me, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to learn by watching. He said, yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. And in no time, he had me running the bank, doing deposits, going to City Hall, dealing with contractors. And the last 3 years of his life, I ran everything.
Nice.
And he passed away 10 years ago. And in that time, I've been running the family's real estate portfolio, which was about 11 million in property.
Wow.
And my mom, I got introduced to what you and I do 4 years ago with a real estate education group that I've moved away from. I've outgrown them. So no.
I laugh because I know exactly what you're talking about. So
yeah, no free marketing there.
Yes, exactly.
And I wanted to learn how to make my nest egg grow. And I wanted to learn how to invest, which I did. I was just running property. I wasn't investing. I was just running property. And when I got into this group, they had a $30,000 to sit down, which is unbelievable compared to some of the newer programs, which are much more affordable and provide better content. Mm-hmm. But they had 3 incremental programs, and one of them was $10,000 to learn what I teach for free.
Right.
Now, of course, they do it at an elevated level, but I think what I teach is well worth $10,000, and what I do it for free. People say, "Why do you do this for free?" What are you getting out of this? When I was new as a real estate investor, there was no group like this for me. I could pay for my education, but how do I find people that could be my friend that can help me out?
Right.
Because real estate's about relationships, and you need to have friends. And I built a platform as I went to different groups, different boot camps around the country, and that may resonate with the people that know the program I was with. But I go to boot camps around the country, and I'd meet people, and I'd become friends with them. Well, this program only wanted there to be localized networks in every area. But as I'm meeting people all over the country, it only made sense that I would introduce all my friends to one another and bring them to one platform.
Right.
So I created what became a national network.
And it's the largest in the country, which is so impressive. And what you provide is just so much value. But I want to get into the nitty gritty here. Why is networking so important?
I say it all the time. Networking is a people business.
Right.
It's about people. It's about relationships. People help people they like. Am I going to help someone I don't like? No. I'm going to help someone I do like. People can't like you if they don't know you. But in social media, networking, if you're not visible, they don't know you. So if you're not visible, then you're invisible, and opportunity will walk right past you.
Yes, exactly.
One of my favorite stories, I was 5 months into this program. I met a man about 6 weeks in. We met in San Diego at this office academy thing, learning how to do the back end of a real estate. And this gentleman and I exchanged business cards. He was a bit older than me and looked a little bit conservative for my liking. I got tattoos from wrist to shoulder on both arms. I'm from Hollywood, California. I'm about as rock and rolling out there as you can get with Harley Davidson, the whole 9 yards. 2 Harley Davidsons. Anyhow, met this guy 5 months later, and now my group is up to 500 people. And again, he gives me his business card. What happened was we're on a break. It was either a break or lunch or something like that. We exit out into the hallway, and he walks up next to me and says, JJ, how you doing? And I'm like, hey, how you doing? I knew his name, but I won't say it for the podcast. Name's Steve, whatever. I love this guy. He says to me, I see you all over Facebook. He says, I'm not a wholesaler. I'm not a rehabber. I'm a private money lender. I'd like to be your private money lender. Here's my card. I'd like to bring money to your deals. How can we work together?
Wow.
And yeah, wow. Because, we are told, find the deal, find the money.
Yep.
So here's the guy coming to me saying he's bringing me the money. I was like, wow, I wasn't ready. I ended up focusing more on building my network, building my relationships. And within a year and a half in this educational program, my group had got to 2,800 people.
Wow.
Twice that educational program tried to take my group away. The second time when it was 2,800 people, I shut it down because I didn't want to be an adversary. And I started fresh. But getting back to this gentleman, he walked up to me. I put myself out there and the money came to me. If you network, if you make yourself visible, good things will happen to you. Networking leads to visibility. Visibility leads to some amount of, I don't want to say credibility, but people become aware of you. Networking leads to visibility. Visibility leads to opportunity. If you want opportunity, you have to be visible.
All right.
This
So
is
let's
not a business you can do by yourself.
Exactly. So let's get into this whole visibility thing. How does one become more visible on, say, Facebook or Instagram?
Well, they're both owned by one another, but I start with Facebook.
I do too. I have a hard time with Instagram.
I can get you an Instagram, but I host 2 Zoom calls a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I have a guest speaker, and an hour before each call, I am teaching Facebook 101 for free. And every single week, every single call, I'm going over the same fundamentals every single time. Same reason that Michael Jordan practices free throws.
Right.
You have to master your fundamentals. Facebook is predicated upon engagement. They want people to post, they want people to comment, they want people to react, which means hitting the little like button. And as Facebook grew to millions and millions of users, because obviously it started in Harvard University with Mark Zuckerberg, and they went to colleges and they expanded over the United States. And now, of course, they're all over the world. As they got to millions and millions of users, and now they're at billions and billions of users, they had to determine, how are we going to give people visibility? You've got so many people on your friends list, and who am I going to see? Who am I going to not see? Who's going to see me?
Right.
Who's not going to see me? So Facebook decided to implement an algorithm for activity to measure everything you do. Facebook measures everything that can be done on their page, and everything is given an algorithm score. And the higher your algorithm score, the more visible you're going to become. Whether you're part of a networking group or a real estate education platform, if you post the same time as 3 other people, and the 4 of you post the exact same thing, and the 4 of you post at the exact same time, and the 4 of you join that group the exact same day, and you've been on Facebook from the exact beginning point, the person's post who becomes the most visible is a person that has the highest algorithm for activity with Facebook. Period.
So what are types of activity?
Well, Facebook's a platform that's based upon not just engagement, but visibility. They want you to post. You get points for posting. They want you to comment. You get points for commenting. They want you to hit the react button. You get points for that. But Facebook is a visual platform. And one of the things that drives me nuts in a lot of groups that I look at is the people that will post something and they won't add a visual aspect to it.
Right.
For example, you could start scrolling, whether it's if people, when they're scrolling on their phone, they're scrolling at 50, 60 miles an hour, believe it or not. You start spinning that finger on that little thing and you're just scrolling away. You want to give people a reason to stop and look at your post. Whether you're popping up in their news feed or they're going through a group that you belong to, you want to give them a reason to stop. You could have the best investment opportunity in the world for private money lenders or for people looking to buy a piece of property for their own portfolio. But if you don't give them a reason to stop and look at your post, they're going to go right by the post that does have something that's going to catch their eye. So when you post, add a photo, add a website link, But my favorite is add a GIF image.
Yes.
GIF images are those little moving cartoons. Oh, look at the cute bunny. Babies, puppies, kittens, Disney images. Something's going to make somebody stop and read your post. That's the first thing. So that's also when you post. Facebook is about engagement. So if you put up a post that goes, look at this great house I just did, and you got a picture of a house, or you might say something about, I'm looking for contractors, and you post a GIF image of a contractor. Okay, that's great. All you've done is made a statement.
Right.
There's no reason for anybody to respond to a statement. Facebook gives you points for engagement. When you create engagement, you get more points in your algorithm. So the key is to ask a question with your post.
I love that.
A question is soliciting engagement. Answer my question. I just got these brand new windows on my house. What do you think of the trim? I hate it. I love it. Whatever it happens to be. Look at my new blue door in my house. Would you have chosen a different color? Oh, yeah. Horrible color. I would have gone with a green or purple door. But when you ask a question, you're soliciting engagement. And every time these people answer your question, your score for your activity is just escalating.
Well, I love that. And one thing that I tell students to do is, if they're just starting out and they want people to realize that they are getting involved in real estate, but they're like, I don't have any before and after photos. I don't have any of that stuff yet. I say just start with basic stuff. A post that I did recently as just a lesson for my students was I chose black matte fixtures versus the gold fixtures. And I said, which do you like? So I call them this or that posts. And which do you like? And literally within 8 hours, I had over 100 comments. And I just shared that with the students to say, see, I asked a question here, exactly what you're saying. I didn't, word it that way, but it's for that interaction. And people, they're like, well, which did you use? I'm like, well, I didn't use either. Well, I'm using black matte, to be honest, but it was just they're like, well, which project is this for? And it just started, going off into different directions. So
it explodes.
It explodes. And that definitely does much better than, I post a meme every morning, and it's just literally, and I post the same verbiage with it. I say, make it a great day. And in there, honestly, that's just for my personal morning routine. So if somebody does like it or does comment on it, I get a notification. It just reminds me of what I was thinking about that morning, like a specific saying or an inspirational quote or whatever. So there are different types as well. But if you truly want that interaction, you've got to be doing those questions and getting people involved. Even I did one recently, you're talking about doors. I posted, I said, well, we painted the door green, but I'm still not sold on the green yet. What do you think? And everybody loves to give their comment on Facebook, like they're being interviewed for it or something. So I thoroughly agree 1,000% with that. Such a great nugget there. But I want to get back into your networking group, and real estate is all about relationships. And can anyone join your networking group?
No.
Excellent. No. Tell me.
Yeah, no, not anyone.
I feel honored to be a part of it then.
The group is open to the public, but it's a private group. And I want people in the group of a common mindset. I want people that are helping other people, not just the community in which we're to provide homes for people or provide people opportunities to, with an investment they can monetize on or help someone buy a home. But working with other people in the group, the people we're networking with, we're of the same mindset. My group, I run it like a cocktail party at my house.
And how many people in the group? How many people in there?
I literally screen every single person that joins the group. I have my Facebook 101, which is an hour before my guest speaker, and I use that as my introductory new person orientation. Get on the Zoom call. Let's get acquainted. Let me go over some of the basics. But also, I'll screen people's Facebook page before I even add them as a friend. And then they're posting anti-Semitism, anti-Muslim, anti-Asian, anti-gay, anti-Hispanic, anti-Black, white supremacy, racism, anything extremely political with a negative overtone, much
Right.
less any overtone, I won't add them as a friend. You won't see my face on their friends list. They won't be in my group. I won't introduce them to my friends that I'm networking with all around the country, and I won't help them with their business.
I mean, I can't agree more. I get friend requests all the time because Facebook does that. You may know this person and people just will blindly add, but I will go through and I am with you 1,000%. And politically, I definitely lean one way. So if I see somebody's face on their feed, delete, no thank you. So yes, I agree.
I mean, I'll tell you right there in the same breath, I definitely lean away politically as well. You won't see a political post on my page.
Right.
I tell my group, I said, stay away from politics like the plague. If you even comment on someone's political post, I hate Biden, I love Biden. I hate Trump, I love Trump. There's no middle ground these days.
Right.
None. Zero. And the middle is so vast. I tell my group, you're not going to change anybody's mind with a political post.
So true.
All you're going to do is you're going to stand on a podium and say, this is my opinion, and now you're going to cut half your market in the country out. They will not want to work with you. They're just not going to want to do that.
Right.
The half of the country that agrees with you, half of them are going to go, oh man, this guy, this lady, she's waving this big flag. People are going to not like that. They're going to throw tomatoes at her, and I don't want to get hit by a tomato, so I'm going to step away from that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So not only are you going to lose half the country that doesn't agree with you, you're going to lose half of the country that does agree with you.
Yep. Very well said.
There's no better way to destroy your business, destroy your marketing, destroy your networking than to talk about politics. It's going to shoot you in the foot and in the head at the same time.
Excellent nugget right there, JJ. Thank you for that. Going back to your meetup, how many, or not meetup, your online group, how many people are in it right now?
We're over 2,600.
Sweet.
I've got people in Alaska, Hawaii. I think last I checked, I think we're in something like 43 states.
That is amazing. And go ahead.
I know we're not in the Dakotas and we're not in Nebraska. I think it might be 47 states. And I think we're not in New Hampshire.
Okay. Well, I'll have to find some people and make sure I invite them into the group. But you're talking about you do 2 webinars a week. So you provide all this amazing content. You bring people on. I get to be on it soon. I'm looking forward to that. But something that you do that is lacking in several of these online groups is you, like you said, it's like being at a cocktail party at your house, and you do these breakout rooms where people can talk and actually meet other people. And I've done it on a couple other masterminds, and I've met some amazing people. I actually had some people on my show that I met in a breakout room from a Zoom call. So what is the importance of doing that?
I'll tell you, Jen, I've been doing these. I've had my group for 4 years now. I've been doing the Zoom calls. There'll be 3 years in January. I've hosted over 200 Zoom calls.
Wow.
I've got it down. People can get on a Zoom call and watch a guest speaker. And what do? They sit there behind their monitor. They look at the monitor. They don't engage. They might type into the chat.
Yes.
But they're really not engaging with anybody.
They're cooking. They're answering emails. Yes.
Well, there's going to be a Q&A, after the speaker, and they can listen to the Q&A. If there's 50 people on the call, 4 or 5 might ask a question. There's no engagement. There's no interaction. There's no networking. There's no building of your relationships. What I do with my group is after the guest speaker speaks, have a Q&A. We used to have the breakout rooms, but I realized that everybody leaves the call after the Q&A. So I now have, in between the presentation and the Q&A, I have the breakout rooms. I hold the Q&A off to the end. I dangle the carrot at the end. But I then break my room, depending upon how many are in there, into breakout rooms of 6 to 7, 7 to 8. And if you're on the call, you're in a breakout room, you're now networking with people live time that are real estate investors from around the country. And the commonalities, they're all friends of mine. And they understand that if you're the new person on the call, they know that you're there for help because they were in the same position when they joined. It's all about helping you, adding you to their friends list, helping you build your network. And not only do you have the breakout where people are talking amongst themselves for like 20 minutes, I'll go into each breakout room. I say, hey guys, you know what we're going to do? I pair people up, a brand new investor with an experienced investor, maybe an experienced investor, but they're new to the group. A new person to the group with an experienced person to the group. I pair them up so they can have a one-on-one Zoom call in that next week to get acquainted. It accomplishes three things. One, when you go to a RIA meeting, you go to any kind of investment gathering, someone points out private money lender, they're a really successful private money lender. They lend to everybody. Well, you're not going to walk up to that person and go, "Hi, Jen, I hear you're a private money lender. I need $500,000. Can you review my deal analyzer?" And that person's going to look at you and go, "Mr. or lady, I don't even know you. Get away from me."
Exactly.
You know? So the purpose of the one-on-one Zoom call is to practice your elevator pitch on how you're going to talk to somebody. The thing is, the person that you're on the one-on-one Zoom call with gets it. They understand the purpose of the call. And when you have that call, when you want to build rapport with somebody, whether it's a fellow investor or a potential private money lender, someone you might want to joint venture with, you want to lead with the acronym FORD: family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. You know, talk about the things that are important to them. Don't talk about work. We all that's what we're all here for, but don't get into that.
Yep.
You know, get to know the person first. Are they wearing a shirt that has some kind of label on it? Are they wearing maybe a hat or a jacket that's got a college logo, or they went to Tahiti or something? "Oh, have you been to Tahiti? Oh, I love Tahiti." You know, or, you know, anything else. You can get them to talk about their kids, their dog, whatever it happens to be. But when you get people talking about themselves, they're going to flip the question back to you.
Right.
And the key is to answer that question as briefly as you can and flip it right back to them. And they have the whole conversation be them talking about their favorite topic, which is themselves. And after 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you walk away and someone walks out, "Hey, did you meet that Jen Josie?" "Oh, yeah, I did." "Great. Yeah, I got to talk to her. We had a great conversation. She's fantastic." What was the conversation about? 17 of the 20 minutes, Jen, you had them talking about themselves. Everybody's favorite topic. They're going to love you when you build rapport by getting to know them.
I love that.
And cut your part. No one wants to hear your monologue. It's like someone says, "How was your day?" "Oh, my lumbago, my back hurts. You know, oh, my dog got hit by an elephant." You know, nobody wants to hear that. "How was your day?" "Oh, my day was great. How was your day?" And then you just shut up and let them talk.
Well, I love it. And JJ, you are saying such amazing things. And I'm sure there's so many of my listeners out there that are like, how do I get into this group? So what's the best way for them to do it?
Jen, I'm going to drop one more bomb on you. And that applies to what you're going to ask now. I want folks to send me a friend request on Facebook so they can see what I'm posting in my feed. But one of the biggest faux pas that I hate is getting friend requests from people that I have no idea who they are. Why are they messaging me? Have they heard of my name? Have they heard of my group? Did they see a post of mine somewhere? Was I in a photograph with somebody? Or am I just popping up randomly as someone you might know because we have 43 mutual friends?
Right, exactly.
Which the last one for me means absolutely nothing.
Right.
So I tell people, if you're going to send a friend request to someone, send a message. "Hi, my name's JJ. I saw your post," or I saw your I heard you on the podcast, or you know, somebody mentioned you and I should reach out to you. I'm in this group. I'm in sub 2. I'm in Pace Morby's sub 2 group, which is, I'm going to say right now, the premier real estate education group in the country, bar none.
That Pace Morby, I love him. By the way, Pace Morby, if you're listening, I love you. Be on my show.
Pace Morby. No, I've had a chance to meet him several times.
He's awesome.
Great guy, dynamic. But you know, tell people, you know, I'm in Pace Morby's group with you, and I saw you in the group. Give people a reason to accept your request.
Yes.
Because when you want me to accept your friend request, I'm letting you into my house. And I want to know who I'm letting into my house and why you're at the door. So when you send a friend request, send a message, introduce yourself, and say, "Hey, I'd love to talk to you. You know, here's my phone number. Here's my thing. If you're a real estate investor, you're going to hand the business card out. Your business card is going to have your email and your phone number. So if you're not ready to give that phone number up front, then why are you there?"
That is true.
When I get these anonymous friend requests, I reach back out to people instead of deleting them. I say, I got your friend request. I'd love to see if we can't make a connection somewhere. Here's my phone number. I'd love to talk on the phone. Let's get acquainted. I'll give my number right off the friggin' bat, which is 818-683-4047. But I'll give people my phone number, and I want them to reach out and send me a friend request, send a message in the course of your business, whatever your education group is. Jamil Jamji's astro flipping, Brent Daniels talk to people, Tarek Al-Musa's homeschooled, Jerry Norton. There are people in my group from over 15 different real estate education platforms.
Right.
And one of the things Pace says, I'm sure Tarek says, and everybody else, is when you learn what I'm teaching you, take this knowledge to other people outside of our community and help the world and build your network. Well, where are you going to go? I mean, I know there's a group on Facebook and it's called Wholesaling for Beginners. I adamantly warn you against getting into the group. It is absolutely nothing. So many groups out there are just some guy putting a group together so he could sell his coaching program.
Yes, agreed.
You know, so Wholesaling for Beginners, beware, stay away from it.
If they're interested in getting in your group, they can say, I heard you on the Real Estate Investor Growth Network podcast. You were amazing. I'd love to be able to attend your biweekly webinars, and I would love that opportunity. Please add me. Here's my phone number.
Well, yeah. And what I ask people to do, and they can get a good glimpse of this, I've got a webpage called jjazizian.com, and that's just J as in John, J as in Jerry, A as in Apple, Z as in Zebra, I as in Island, Z as in Zebra, I as in Island, A as in Apple, N as in Nancy.com, jjazizian.com. You'll go to the page. Under resources, you'll see networking with JJ, and that will take you to a group that has rotating flyers of all my upcoming guest speakers. If you want to get on one of the Zoom calls, you just click on one of the flyers. It allows you to get to the Zoom registration. Below that, you'll see 9 clips of some of my previous guest speakers, so you get a feel for what my group does. Below that, there's actually a link to my YouTube channel, and we have over 100 presentations by accomplished investors from all over the country. And below that is a photo of myself with 100 investors behind me. It says to register to join JJ's group. So you click on that, takes you to Google Doc. It's going to basically ask you for what would be on a business card: first name, last name, phone number, email, city, state, and zip code. Fill that out, and then send me a Facebook message, text message. JJ, have registered for the group. Can I get in? I'm going to be like, yeah, come on in. Join the party.
So, big question for you. Why do you do it?
I get asked that all the time. Why do you do this? How do you make money off this?
That's my question.
I don't charge for this.
Because these gurus will squeeze a nickel out of you any chance they get. And you are just providing all of this content for free. So why do you do it?
The education group that tried to take my group, educational platform, they basically have a program where these students, when they're struggling, they're basically forced to get 6 more months of coaching at another $5,000.
Right.
And my group allows you to have a network you can be a part of, where you actually have a community of people that will help you. And so I think, I was something they didn't like. But again, why do I do it? When I was new, there was nothing like this for me. And I was then someone that would have to pay more money for more coaching.
Right.
And I'm still new. Well, can I just meet people that are like me, I can have as friends, and we can get to know one another. We can help one another. So I just did it really in the beginning. The very first thing was just to stay in touch with everybody I met. And then what I found, that I was meeting investors that were paying thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars for an education program. And they're all based on Facebook. Every single education program has a Facebook page for their students.
Right.
They have curriculum. They're going to teach you how to do A, B, C, X, Y, Z. And we're based on Facebook. So use our Facebook page to network. Nobody's teaching people how to use Facebook to network.
Right.
I'm the only one out there teaching people, and I will add again for free.
Yes.
Teaching people how to use Facebook to build your network, build your relationships, and build your business.
Well,
so I just really do it, Jen, to help people.
And listeners, you can see why I call him the connector, and you have got to get connected with this guy. Follow his instructions. Go to jjazizian.com and get in there and fill out his Google Doc and join. I can't stress it enough. All these opportunities you provide for people, and I'm truly grateful for that. Thank you.
I was gonna say they can message me on Facebook. They can message me on Instagram.
Okay, perfect.
And another part of helping people is Zig Ziglar. Some of you may have heard of Zig Ziglar. There's a lot of Zig Ziglar quotes. The one that I think applies to me the most is a saying something of the nature of help other people get what they want, and later on, indirectly, other people will help you get what you want.
Yes.
I just started this to maintain relationships, eventually teach people how to use Facebook. And as time went by, people were recognizing what I was doing, and then were referring me to other people, telling other people about me. And now I've got people that I didn't even know 3-4 years ago who are coming to me, offering me unbelievable opportunities. I've got a gentleman that we're talking about partnering up together and funding deals.
Wow.
And bringing basically, I'll just say tens of millions of dollars in funding to me that will allow me to fund deals across the country. And my webpage is going to have a link on there about JV with JJ or fund your deals with JJ. But these would have never been available to me had I not networked and made myself visible.
Well, I am truly grateful, and you are such a badass at it. And the second half of this podcast is what makes JJ a badass. And I use the acronym BADASS. And the first letter is B for book. What's a book that's made a huge difference in your life?
Oh, gosh.
Are you a book reader?
Yeah. I've got a whole bunch of them on my site. I say two of them stick out. One of them is, let me make sure I've got the correct author of the book, but one of them is Think and Grow Rich,
Napoleon Hill.
by Napoleon Hill.
Yep.
And the other is, let's see here, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Yes.
And it's amazing because what I've all done all my life is kind of what Dale Carnegie talks about in, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's just my favorite quote, Jen, is don't chase the deal, chase the relationship. You can go after a deal with a joint venture partner or private money lender. And if you focus purely on that deal and the deal goes south, that other person's going to go, well, that person didn't care about me.
Right.
The deal's gone, and I don't know if I want to work with them again. But if you focus on the relationship and that deal goes south, guess what? That person's going to be there to work with you again and again and again, because you've developed a personal relationship that they see that you've been real. And I think, two of the phrases I use for myself is, I'm real and I'm genuine. What you see is what you get. There's no mustard on the hot dog.
Mustard on the hot dog. That is excellent. All right. The first A in badass is advice. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Oh gosh. I know we covered this before, and I'm just going to say, really, be real,
yes.
Be genuine, be yourself. Don't try and be something you're not. Don't try and be Mr. Professional Business Real Estate guy and try and, impress people with your knowledge and your, I went to an event, gosh, and I won't even say what city it was in. I went to a real estate event, and there was a young man that was hosting this thing, and he was wearing these like fancy ass Italian shoes with the gold buckle and no socks, and white pants and a turtleneck and fancy jacket like it's from India with gold chains all over the place. And I'm like, that doesn't resonate with me. I want someone who's real. Most of the time I'm wearing t-shirt, jeans, and Harley boots, or t-shirt, jeans, and tennis shoes. There is nothing fancy about me.
And I think that also is reflective of your social media profiles. Be authentic in those as well, because you are going to have more people who will believe in you when you are being authentic in your posts as well. So,
I wanted to touch on that. People, social media, this just came up this morning. It's come up time and time again. People say, I'm going to create a Facebook page for my business and one for my personal. What do you think of that? Worst idea in the world. Horrible. Great way to kill your business. Because your family and your friends are going to be one of your biggest advocates and supporters and marketers of your business. So you need to be showing some of your real estate stuff on your personal page.
Absolutely.
Yet when your potential private money lenders, people that might want to joint venture with you, people are going to consider buying or selling real estate with you, selling it to you or buying it from you, they're going to want to see who you are. They're going to say first thing, hey, do you have social media? Yes, I do. Do you have a Facebook page? Yes, I do. They're not even going to ask. They're going to go right to your Facebook page, and they're going to see how you present yourself. So you need to have the things about you that you share with your family. You go to my page. I've got my little puppy on there. His name's Elvis. I've got
adorable
horse.
Yes.
I've got a bunny named Strawberry. My girlfriend and I go on motorcycle rides. Before my mom passed, I take her to Dodger games, and people can see the things that I do that make me me. Because people want to look at your Facebook page and go, oh my gosh, I'm just like him.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I'm just like her. I've got kids. I'm married. I've got a bunny. I've got an elephant. I work for Habitat for Humanity. I go to the church social. I volunteer at my local synagogue. So you need to show who you are as a person, have one page for family and for business. Once you start doing real estate and you have an LLC and you have an entity, you want to create a Facebook business page for that. And you post all your business stuff to your business page. I do not allow business pages to join my group.
I love that. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. I can't stand that.
But here's the thing. How do you get that stuff from your business page to my networking group if your business page isn't in my group?
Right.
When you have a Facebook business page to represent your entity and showing all your business related activity, have it all in one place, like a resume, like a portfolio. But then you can share the things that you want from your page as you, the individual, to each and every one of the groups you belong to.
Correct. Yep.
So you want to have a page, but that's a business page, not one personal page for business and one for family. Worst idea in the world. And someone says, would you allow someone in your group that does that? And I said, no.
Right.
They said, why? I said, mindset. We're either the same mindset or we're not, and if you belong to, homeschool with Tark or astro flipping or sub 2 or that other group that's going to go unnamed. When you pay them money to join your group, to join their group, doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. Some of them don't even care how political you get on your page. They just care. I'm going to say just care, but they're more about, are you paying to be in the group? Because at that point in time, you paid to be in there. You can do whatever you want.
Right.
My group's a private group, and it's run by me. And I set the standard, and I call the shots. And I'll just go so far as say, if you don't like it, then there's other groups you can go to.
That is true. All right. Well, on that note, the D in badass is drive. What drives JJ to be successful?
It gets back to family and friends and what's most important. And we want to have that time. If you've got kids, you want to spend time with your kids. If you have a significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, legal partner, or whatever it happens to be, you want to spend time with them. You don't want to be working 78 hours a week as you get later in your life, much less now.
Right.
You want to have the time and freedom and the resources to live your life the way you want, do the things you want to do. So I think what drives me to be successful really, is really just to be the best person I can be in every regard, professionally, interpersonally, ideally, being able to get enough success. I want to build my passive income portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
I want to build it to a point where I've got so much money coming in every month that I've just engaged a bookkeeper to handle all my bookkeeping. I've got 2 different attorneys that I can talk to you about my legal stuff. I've just hired the best website designer in the country, Bob McIntosh.
I just hired him too. I love him.
I just engaged Bob to build out my website, and I'm going to have the people that I need in place to do the things that need to exist, so that I can have the time to not just run my business, but have time to spend with my family and my friends. And part of what I'm doing now is networking. And there's no better way that I like to network better than taking someone to a Dodger game or to a Los Angeles Rams game or a Chargers game. I just gave away tickets to Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, and Joan Jett to people I know and network with. One of them went to my HVAC guy that does all my air conditioning systems. The other went to a nice young man out of Sub 2. Asking, and what I asked him to do, giving them away, I said, could you please make a small donation to this nonprofit for underprivileged kids, the baseball field that I volunteer my time at? When people join my group, it is free. But what I ask you to do, and wait till you're in the group for 6 to 12 months, I want you to see the group is benefiting you. I want you to see that you're building relationships, that you're learning how to market yourself, that you're seeing results from the things you're being taught. But once you realize that you're truly benefiting from the group, I want you to donate $25 once a year to a nonprofit for underprivileged kids. It's a baseball facility for boys and girls here in my neighborhood. So they have sprinklers for the field. So they got a snack stand. They have a bathroom. They have nice facilities. Some of the kids can't afford to come up with the membership to enroll, and play on the team. So my way of giving back is to support East Valley Baseball, which is in San Fernando Valley, North Hollywood, where I live. So I ask people to donate $25 once a year. And if you get into my group and you see the value my group has and you don't think it's worth $25 a year,
peace out.
Yeah, peace out. There's a woman that's in my group. I love her to pieces. Her name's Lori. She was also at that education group that I started with that basically cuts you loose. You got so many coaching calls, you get so many boot camps. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Like so many other people that have come out of that program, she was struggling. There's no hard number statistic, but it's assumed that 85 to 95% of the people that join that program walk away, they quit.
Yes.
There's maybe a 10% success rate, which is a failure, in my opinion,
right,
on anybody's program. And, karma's out there for those guys one day. Mm-hmm. But she was struggling. She was going to quit. She was going to call it a day and cut her losses and write off her education as an expense. And someone says, go see JJ first. Don't quit. He's got this group. He can help you out. She was on Facebook one-on-one every day for months, every Saturday for months, to at least 2 to 3 months, at least 3 months. And this woman now owns 4 passive income homes in St. Louis, Missouri.
Wow.
And she's buying more. And she reached out to me one day to verify the donation for the charity of East Valley Baseball. And she sent me a check for these kids. She sent me $1,000.
Oh, I love that.
She said, I wouldn't be where I am today. I'm going to tear up here. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for your group, the people you introduced me to, the confidence you gave me to move forward, and the comfort of knowing that I had a family around me that cared about me, not about my credit card.
Well, I think that's enough to drive someone to be successful. So JJ, thank you for all that you do. I love every part of that story. That is fantastic. And those kids are so great, are so lucky to have you supporting them. So thank you for that. All right. The A in badass is aspiration. I'm a big goal setter. So what is a goal you are currently working on?
Oh boy. I got a couple. One is to get this website up and running so we can provide we can provide funding to the people that need funds. We can provide investment opportunities to the investors that are looking to have capital sitting and they want to make it work for them. To create a more funneled approach for networking to let people know about what's out there. That's one of my goals. I think another personal goal I have is to build my passive income portfolio. constantly. But I think the other part of it is to continue to build relationships and continue to help my fellow investors. That for me is really important. I spend more time on it than I should, but I also see the benefit and I hear it from the people. And I had 2 Facebook messages this morning. People said, I've heard all about you, and people have, told me I should reach out to you. And to get those kind of messages is pretty darn cool, knowing that, because sometimes I think that I'm just talking to a wall and no one's listening. But the various coaches like yourself have said for years, don't quit, keep going. Everybody's watching, everybody's listening. And, I realize that in some manners, I've become a leader within the industry of at least networking.
Right.
So, my goal is just to, continue to build my business, but also build my relationships and help people. And that includes these kids at the baseball field.
Well, thank you again for all of that. And getting close to the end here, we have the first S for systems. What systems do you have in place to help you achieve success?
Well, I think I'm working on that with Bob McIntosh now. Yeah. You need to have systems in place, and I've chose to engage the best website designer for real estate related activity in the country. And that's the first thing I've done. I've got to work more on my YouTube channel, because I'm going to start recording the different things I teach and put them onto the channel so that people could just watch different aspects of how to make your friends list private. That's huge. People that have their friends list visible to the public are putting in jeopardy all of their friends at risk of scammers. And I can go into that, but jump on one of my Zoom calls and ask me about making your friends list private, and I'll tell you. But I think the systems really, it's going to start with Bob, and
it's the who, not the how. I love that. I finished that book recently.
The who.
Yes.
Definitely the who.
And that's a great system. Bob is the man. He was released 2 weeks prior to this one. So if you're listening to this one, go back 2 episodes and check out Bob's as well, because he is fantastic. And plus he's another redhead, which, we all love the gingers. All right, JJ, this has been amazing. And the final S in badass is success. What does success mean to you?
I think success to me really means what I can do for other people. You can have all the money in the world, you can't take it with you. It's what do you do to help your community? What do you do to help your friends? What do you do to help your family? I used to say, but when you're a manager of an operation, you can lie, cheat, and steal to make that look good while you're there. But when you're gone, how well does that operation run? Did you set it up properly? Did you train your people properly? Are these people ready to step up to the next level? Have you worked yourself out of a job by having it run so smoothly that you're no longer needed? And that's because one gives back to what they've created, so it runs well without them. If I'm successful in the end, I will have helped people to build their business. I will have helped them to create financial independence for their family. I will have helped kids to participate in baseball, where they've learned how to work with others, learn how to be a teammate, learn how to be a leader, and learn how to, that you're going to win and you're going to lose, but you just keep going and you keep trying. So I think success to me really means leaving my mark on what I've done for other people, not what I've done for myself.
Well, I think that's a perfect way to wrap up this podcast, because you truly are the connector, and real estate is all about relationships, and you are sitting on a pile of gold over there with your amazing networking group. And one more time, how do people find you?
Well, the group it's on Facebook. It's called JJ's Mastermind Networking. To find me, look for me up on Facebook and send me a message. Send me a friend request and a message. You can find me on my website, jjazizian.com. And when you are on the site, let's see if it's got it in the beginning or not. Let me go to the home thing right here. Yeah, at the top of the page, there's things, register to join JJ's Mastermind Network. It's the top of the home page right there. There's a photo of me and 100 people. It says register now.
Well, thank you so much for being here. It has been an absolute pleasure. And that is all. Thank you for listening. And we will catch you on the next episode. Now go out there and share your badassery. And don't forget, make it a great day. Take care. Bye-bye. Whoop, whoop.
Thank you for listening to RAIN, the Real Estate Investor Growth Network. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform so you never miss an episode. If you need more badassery, you can follow Jen Josie by visiting therealjenjosie.com or become a member of RAIN by registering on rainmastermind.com.